Welcome to the first in the series of videos that we've created to take you through the process of setting up your TimeHub. This first video will cover how to access TimeHub as well as what the main menu options are. To access your TimeHub account, you will have been given a user code and password. So you can either access it from the timehub.co.nz website by clicking on the login option here, or you can go straight to the timehub.co website, which is our employer portal. This link will take you to the same place, so it doesn't matter which one you choose, you'll get there either way. So this will bring me through to the same point. So once you have your user code and password, enter those in the appropriate fields and click on the login option, and this takes you into the TimeHub employer portal. So what we're going to do in this video is just give you a quick run through on what each of the menu options are. We're not going to go into any in-depth analysis. We'll cover that in subsequent videos. So throughout this series of videos, we will be doing probably 2 to 5 minutes on each of the subjects and each of the areas of the system. So we'll take you through that process. Once you're logged in, the menu structure that you've got is you've got your process times, and this is where you would access the daily information of what employees have done on a day-to-day basis. You have your pay period screen, which is where we would load the data for each pay period for the employees, and we'll cover all of these, as I said, in a bit more depth as we go through the process. We have our reports menu, which covers a range of reports from the daily report through to our archive history report, the pay period report, and also a costing analysis report. We have our roster calendar, and this takes you through the process of how you would be able to roster your staff and look forward into the future to see how you wanted to roster leave, etc. Again, we'll come back to these. Your export options, the current ones, we've got three. There are more being added, but these are the three primary ones at this stage. The employee master file screen, which is where we set up our employees, and then the key area, which is the one that you would do first, is all your settings. So in here we have our departments, we have our cost centers, we have our daily rules, which is where we set up what the expectation for start and finish times, breaks, etc. is for each employee. We have our weekly rules, which again, where we've got the ability to set up overtime thresholds if that's what the situation is for your particular setup. So none of these are here by default. We create those with you and for you during the process. Allowances is where we set up any time-based allowances that the employees might receive. The roster template is where we set up a pattern for a particular employee. So if we know that a particular employee is going to work a particular roster pattern or set of daily rules, then we can set that up for an employee or for a group of employees if you had a group of employees operating under the same roster pattern. The user logins is where we would set up the obviously access for getting into the system, and then the preferences is where we set up your system preferences, which includes rounding, your pay period frequency, your default payroll, etc. But we will come back to each of these in due course as we go through the setup process and setup videos. A couple of other quick things. If you wanted to expand the screen to get more real estate, then you simply click on the three lines. It hides the menu and gives you more space on your screen. If you want to bring your menu back, you click on the three lines and your menu comes back. The other options you've got up here is you've got access to our online help files, which is what you're obviously looking at the moment, and that will take you through to the help menu. And then Beamer is where we make announcements about things that are changing, updates, tool tips, etc., where we've got something that we want to talk to you about. And that's done by clicking on the Beamer link, and then that will bring up our Beamer view, and you will get messages as we load them. You'll see information that we're trying to communicate with you. If that is the case, you will see a little symbol up here which will give you a 1, 2, or 3 in a red circle, which is telling you that there is a message there for you to view. So that's the menu structure. We will come back to each of these items one by one as we go through the process in the next lot of videos.